The year is 1834. The air is thick with anticipation, as if the very atmosphere is aware of the monumental events about to unfold. The sweltering heat of a southern summer hangs heavy in the air, a relentless reminder of the harsh conditions endured by those who toil under the sun. The oppressive heat is a stark contrast to the icy chains of bondage that bind the lives of countless souls, their spirits yearning for liberation. Unbeknownst to the plantation owners sipping mint juleps on their verandas, a storm is brewing. A storm not of nature, but of human will and determination. Whispers of rebellion carried on the wind through the rustling leaves of ancient oak trees are weaving their way from plantation to plantation, igniting sparks of hope and defiance. The enslaved people, weary of the yoke of oppression, dare to dream of a different life, a life where freedom rings true for all. They gather in secret, their hearts beating with a shared purpose. This is not a tale found in most history books. It is a narrative often overlooked, hidden in the margins of history. It is a story whispered in hushed tones, passed down through generations like a precious heirloom. Elders recount the bravery of those who dared to challenge the status quo. It is the story of a slave rebellion so audacious, so close to altering the course of history, that its memory was all but erased from the dominant narrative. Yet the echoes of their courage remain. This is the untold story of a fight for freedom that shook the very foundations of the South, a story of chaos and upheaval of a society on the brink of transformation. This rebellion, though its flames were ultimately quelled, serves as a powerful testament to the indomitable spirit of those who dared to rise against an oppressive system. Their determination and bravery continue to inspire. It is a story that needs to be told, not just for the sake of historical accuracy, but also because it speaks to the enduring power of the human spirit to resist injustice. It is a reminder of the sacrifices made for the freedoms we cherish today. This is a story that reminds us that freedom is not a gift bestowed, but a right to be seized. It is a call to remember, to honor, and to continue the fight for justice and equality for all. At the heart of this brewing storm were individuals who refused to be mere pawns in the hands of fate. They were not content to simply endure the hardships that life had thrust upon them. Instead, they chose to rise above their circumstances, to fight for a future where they could be free. They were men and women forged in the crucible of slavery, their spirits tempered by hardship, and their resolve strengthened by a burning desire for liberation. Each day, as they toiled under the scorching sun, their dreams of freedom grew stronger, their determination more unyielding. Among them rose figures like Harriet and Ben, their last names lost to the mists of time, their courage etched forever in the annals of resistance. These were not just ordinary individuals. They were symbols of hope and resilience. Their stories passed down through generations as a testament to the indomitable human spirit. Harriet, a woman of quiet strength and unwavering faith, used her position as a house slave to gather intelligence. She was a master of observation, her keen eyes and sharp ears picking up on the smallest details that others might overlook. She moved through the plantation house like a shadow, her ears attuned to every whispered conversation, every carelessly dropped remark. Her ability to blend into the background made her an invaluable asset to the cause, her bravery and cunning unmatched. Ben, a skilled blacksmith with arms as strong as the iron he forged, became a beacon of hope for his brethren. His physical strength was matched only by his strength of character, his unwavering commitment to the fight for freedom inspiring all who knew him. His words, imbued with the fire of freedom, ignited a spark of defiance in the hearts of his fellow sufferers. He spoke of a future where they could live as free men and women, his vision of liberation a guiding light in the darkest of times. Together, Harriet and Ben, along with a small but dedicated group of co-conspirators, began to carefully lay the groundwork for their audacious plan. They knew that the road ahead would be fraught with danger, but their resolve was unshakable. Meetings were held under the cloak of darkness, in secluded clearings deep within the woods where the Spanish moss hung low, creating an ethereal veil of secrecy. These gatherings were a lifeline, a place where they could share information, strategize, and draw strength from one another. Messages were passed through coded songs sung in the fields, their melodies carrying hidden meanings only the initiated could decipher. These songs were a testament to their ingenuity, a way to communicate under the watchful eyes of their oppressors. Theirs was a dangerous game, fraught with peril at every turn, but the price of freedom, they believed, was worth any risk. They moved with caution, always aware of the dangers that lurked around every corner, but their hearts were filled with hope and determination. The night of the rebellion dawned hot and heavy, the air thick with anticipation, as if the very atmosphere was holding its breath. As the moon hid behind a veil of clouds, casting an eerie glow upon the land, shadows danced and flickered, creating an almost surreal landscape. The enslaved people, armed with whatever crude weapons they could salvage, prepared to strike their first blow against the tyranny that had held them captive for far too long. Their hearts pounded with a mix of fear and hope. The rebellion began with a coordinated attack on the slave quarters, a place that had been the epicenter of their suffering. The sound of shattering chains echoed through the night like a symphony of defiance, each break a note of freedom. Guided by the meticulously crafted plans of their leaders, the rebels moved swiftly, their steps silent but resolute. Their movements were a testament to their desperation and their courage, each step a declaration of their unyielding will to be free. Plantation houses, symbols of oppression, were engulfed in flames, the fire consuming not just wood and stone but years of suffering and pain. The night sky ablaze with the fires of rebellion, casting a fiery glow that could be seen for miles around. For a brief, glorious moment, it seemed as if victory might be within their grasp, a fleeting glimpse of a future free from chains. The element of surprise, coupled with the sheer determination of the rebels, caught the slave owners off guard, their arrogance shattered in an instant. But the rebels had underestimated the swift and brutal response of the planter class, who were quick to retaliate with a ferocity born of fear and anger. The planter class rallied their forces with a vengeance, determined to crush the rebellion and reassert their control, no matter the cost. The retribution was swift and merciless. As dawn broke, casting its golden rays upon a scene of devastation, the rebellion was brutally suppressed. The planter class, their authority challenged and their very way of life threatened, unleashed a wave of violence designed to crush not just the rebellion but also the spirit of those who dared to dream of freedom. Harriet and Ben, their dreams of liberation shattered, fought with the ferocity of cornered animals, but they were ultimately overwhelmed by the superior numbers and firepower of their oppressors. The details of their fate remain